Hey nerds, welcome to CW's Flash, Theories and Conspiracies. I'm Brian from Good Nerd Bad Nerd. This week on Flash, we had King Shark making his final real appearance. We saw him a while back, but this time we finally got to see him in action. But we also got the identity of Zoom revealed. So we'll get into both of those things. First, because this was a King Shark episode, Cisco was dropping Jaws references all over the place. We're going to need a bigger Flash. Just when you thought it was safe to go back in the suburbs. Even the nickname that the Argus agents gave King Shark, Bruce, is a reference to Jaws. Bruce was the name they gave the mechanical prop from filming the movie. So there was a lot of Jaws references throughout, which of course makes sense. So that was just a nice little running thread throughout the entire episode. Now, King Shark, who is he? The background they gave him for the show is completely different from the background he has in the comics. They really wanted to tie King Shark and his Earth 2 character to the particle accelerator. They're really doing that. And they really wanted to stay away from his origin because King Shark is the son of the shark god. So they wanted to stay away from that as much as possible. The way they have him looking is from his pre-New 52 appearances. After the New 52 comic came out, he looked more like a hammerhead shark, so they wanted to go with the more traditional great white or that appearance. Now, his abilities, they're basically what you would expect. He's got super strength and endurance. He's got all of those kind of shark-like physiological abilities. He can swim fast, breathe underwater, razor-sharp teeth. But he also has enhanced physical regeneration and can regenerate any of his bodily tissue. So he's a very formidable character. Now, it should be pointed out that if you go back and read the Flash Season 0 comic, it does talk about King Shark in his time while he was in the custody of Argus, and Amanda Waller essentially forced him, like she did so many others, to be a part of the Suicide Squad. And that actually is true to the comic. King Shark was, at one point or another, a part of the Suicide Squad. So at least they got that right. But I get why they wouldn't want to really touch that whole son of the shark god stuff and tie him directly to the particle accelerator like they're doing with so many other characters. So that was King Shark. And we've probably seen the last of him for a while. He's not dead, but I don't expect him to make any appearances anytime soon. Now, that takes us to the reveal of Zoom. At the end of the Escape from Earth 2 two-parter, Jay was stabbed through the chest by Zoom's hand. At the end of this week, we see Zoom unmask himself, and we see that it's Jay Garrick. So the question is, what's going on? And I think the answer that most people are coming to is the Jay that we knew was actually Hunter Zolomon. And that explains why on Earth 1, when he found the Jay Garrick, his double, it was a guy by the name of Hunter Zolomon. So if they actually looked into him, that would make sense that he goes by that name. I think the Earth 2 character is Hunter Zolomon, and the man in the iron mask, I think that is actually who Jay is. And that explains why he got so upset when Barry was saying, no, Jay's on Earth 2, he's safe, don't worry. That's why he was upset, because Jay knows that the man masquerading as Jay is not really that it is Hunter Zolomon. But that raises the question, how did we have two Zooms, two Hunter Zolomons? It's possible that someone went back in time, that the guy masquerading as the guy that is Zoom and has been going around in the Zoom costume is a Zoom from maybe another dimension or another time. Like maybe he came back from the future. All of those things are possible. It's really hard to say. Some people were speculating that it was possible that there really only was one and that we were seeing that after image kind of thing that we saw Eobard Thawne do. But the problem with that theory is Jay was interacting on Earth 1 when we know that Barry was getting his butt kicked on Earth 2. So it would be very hard for both things to take place, although that could explain when we had the the guy who was causing the earthquakes, and Jay didn't show up until it was all done. That could explain that delay, but it seems very unlikely, and we'd have to really sit down and look at the timeline to see if it worked out. But that's what's going on. What are your theories? How do you think we have two Jay Garricks, whoever this is, if it is really Hunter Zolomon? How do you think we have two of them? Or do you like that idea of the after image and it's really only one and he's been just using his super speed to convince everyone they're separate people? Let me know what you think. Until next time, this has been Brian from Good Nerd Bad Nerd, and this has been Flash, Theories, and Conspiracies.